Right, here we are, game 2 with Elves. This is a really good opening hand. This is very much what we want to see. If we can get something like Lead the Stampede or Azuri, or even Elvish Archdruid, then we'll have a lot of threats really quickly. We are on the draw this game. Our opponent mulliganed to 6. He's keeping the 6, put the card on top. Another Polluted Delta, but passes with no turn 1 play. I think we'll just play the Pendelhaven, green, Elvish Mystic. Don't need to bolt ourselves to play a turn 1 spell if we can avoid it. We'll do it next turn if we don't draw another land, but we'll see. Another Grixis deck. Probably Grixis Shadow. It could be Delver again. Definitely not what we want to be seeing. 2 Watery Graves. Maybe not Grixis. He just has the Grixis fetches. He might have misclicked the land too. Thought Scour. Okay. He must have more lands in his hand. So it's definitely Grixis Delver or Grixis Death Shadow. Hopefully, if he just goes for the turn 2 Gurmag Angler or Tassiger, which it looks like he's about to do. Oh yeah. This deck is nutty, man. Well, I guess we're bolting ourselves. We really need to go wide and just get a bunch of things on the board. We're gonna get our Temple Garden. We don't want to be wishing we had it later, especially with double Devoted Druid in hand. We will cast Heritage Druid and Nettle Sentinel. Doesn't really matter. We could have played Devoted Druid, but yeah, we should have played Devoted Druid. Nettle Sentinel gets the untap, and you can do some cool stuff with Heritage Druid and Nettle Sentinel, but you need we needed 1 more mana. We have a pretty good board. Our opponent can't really just attack into this. He's gonna want to stay back for blocks. We have the Eternal Witness to get back the Elvish Archdruid if he removes it. Hopefully we can just get a huge board going that can kill him in 1 turn, because we don't want to be damaging him too much before we get the kill. Thoughtseize. Probably take the Eternal Witness. That's fine. I mean, if our opponent damages himself a bunch, we can hopefully just kill him faster. But now if he has a Fatal Push for the Archdruid, which he can't cast now because he doesn't have a permanent move to the graveyard because he doesn't have a fetch. So that's a nice thing about Elvish Archdruid, that it needs that the secondary trigger from Fatal Push to be removed. Serum Visions draws a card. Bottom, please. Don't just have it. I think this matchup is a bit better than the last one. I think he'll play a little bit less target removal. The last guy was playing Lightning Bolt because he was an aggro deck, and this deck doesn't do that. Put a card on bottom, put a card on top. Didn't attack with the Gurmag. We're definitely going to bring in Paths against this guy. So we can attack. If we attack with all 4 and he blocks the Archdruid, if he has Fatal Push for the Sentinel, he'll still take 4, go to 4, and then we'll play 1 more creature. So maybe we don't do that. Yeah, let's not attack with the Archdruid. I think we attack with these 3, and then Yeah, if we attack with these three and then he blocks and fatal pushes something, then he'll take two. We will have 4 mana. We'll still have enough mana to cast everything in our hand. So let's just attack first. Pendelhaven is an unfortunate Namba with Archdruid, but I think it's it's better to have the Archdruid, obviously. Just important to remember that Pendelhaven can only target a 1/1 creature, and they are not they're not 1/1s. Obviously, if they get +1/+1. I think that we just need to be as aggressive as possible. Hopefully, he doesn't have Fatal Push. It'll make his Death Shadows bigger, but we need to be the aggro deck anyway. Llanowar Elf. If we cast this way, then we use all of our mana, and we leave the Pendelhaven untapped in case he removes the Archdruid. I don't think it'll really matter, but it could. When I might have a Thought Scour here. It'd be really nice to take this game 1, because I mean winning game 1 is always good, but I think especially against Grixis Death Shadow, it always feels nice to just sneak one out of them. I think when our opponent he played Blood Crypt untapped last turn, which I know that this deck, its life total is very important. It wants to be low enough that it can cast Death Shadow, but not so low that it just dies. He didn't have a spell to cast with the with these lands, so maybe because what he wanted to do was Thoughtseize, Serum Visions, and leave the Watery Grave up, which I don't really understand. I guess he would have been able to Thought Scour, cast another Serum Visions had he drawn it. But I think if he was trying to grind for a Fatal Push, it didn't matter which land he left untapped, so he could have Thoughtseized with one land and then Thought Scoured with the other, and then if he drew the Fatal Push, then played Blood Crypt untapped, he would have been 2 life points higher. Ezuri Renegade Leader. So Elvish Archdruid taps for 6. This is 7/8. So if he hadn't removed that, oh wow, okay, that's frustrating. But he's dead anyway. This is just a way for him to get some information. Oh wait, no, Devoted Druid doesn't have any power. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a blowout. Damn. We would have been able to Elvish Archdruid casting as our Renegade Leader and overrunning to win. If we attack with these 3, then he blocks 1. I Pendelhaven one of them, and he goes to 1 life. We're not gonna. Well, no, I mean, there's no reason to attack with the Devoted Druid. Not that it really matters, he's not gonna block it. Wow. God, this card is powerful. This deck has a lot of really good stuff. It's frustrating to play against. But he is going to be at 1 life, but he's only going to need 1 removal spell to stay alive next turn. Damn. Kolaghan Command exactly is what he needed to draw. Well, I mean, any removal spell for the Elvish Archdruid would have kept him alive, but getting that 2 for 1 is really rough. Now he can play another blocker. Snapcaster Mage getting back Serum Visions. Now he can block both. If he leaves a land untapped and we attack with both of these and he has to double block, I can Pendelhaven the one that the Snapcaster Mage blocks, and then I don't lose it. But I think leaving it, keeping these creatures alive in case I draw something like Elvish Archdruid or Court of Company is better. The number of times I've lost to Death Shadow and they're at 1 life is disheartening, to be honest. Another Ezuri. Well, I think we just play that. I guess we could leave Pendelhaven up. There isn't really a good reason not to. We also can regenerate 2 more elves. We can, I don't know why, if he attacks with the Gurmag Angler, we can block and regenerate the elf. Unfortunately, Azuri cannot regenerate himself. I think that is a fair way for the card to work, but an unfortunate way for it to work for us right now. We also cannot Pendelhaven Azuri, so we can't save it from something like Kolagon's command. It can't be fatal pushed unless he draws a fetch, much like the Elvish Archdruid. We can't really just go off with the Azuri. If we draw Vizier Remedies, that would be pretty sweet. Okay. So we have 6 mana. So if we activate Azuri and attack, we can attack with 2 creatures. So we could tap 5, activate Azuri, and then attack with Azuri and Elvish Mystic. Azuri does get +3/+3 and trample from his own effect, so he would be dead if he didn't have a removal spell. What are the odds that he doesn't have a removal spell? Pretty low, right? I would think. Oh man. This is a really tough decision. Because if we attack and he removes the Mystic and then Azuri dies, well, Azuri will be a 5/5, so it would trade with the Angler if he blocked like that, if he can't remove it himself. And then he can't... I want to just go for it. Because if he fatal pushes the Elvish Mystic and then trades the Gurmag Angler with their Renegade leader, then that's really not the worst. I think we have to be bold and just go for it. We can't attack with 2 mana dorks. I just don't think he ever gives us the opportunity this untapped. So he didn't have a removal spell for creatures a few turns ago. It's possible he doesn't have one now. Snapcaster Mage. So he can't get anything off of the flashback. Oh, we could have tapped the Devoted Druids, given them to give it +3/+3, and then untapped and attacked. Oh, maybe that was the plan. Dang, I didn't even... I forgot about that. Shoot. I need to slow down and pay attention to my cards more. He needs a fatal push to survive regardless. Damn, okay. So the play was definitely tap these 5 permanents, untap these 2, attack with everything. Well, this is a little less all in, I guess, but Okay, blockers have been declared. We're going to activate Azuri. He needs 2 removal spells. He doesn't have it. Okay, we did it. Alright, so I want to talk about this play that we could have made. We could have used both Devoted Druids to activate Azuri and then untap both of them with their effect and attacked with all of them, which was definitely the play. Because even if they had 1/1/1 counter and they're not dead, definitely should have done that, and that would have all but guaranteed victory. This way leaves us dead, or leaves us not winning the game with an Elvish Mystic. So that was my mistake. But luckily, we didn't have to pay for it too much. On the draw against Death Shadow, I definitely want Path to Exile. And I always think Eternal Witness is a pretty good cut. I think that it works for. It's good in the grindier matchups, which Death Shadow can be, but I think we'd much rather have Path to Exile. Could cut like the Vizier of Remedies combo, which isn't really good in the face of things like Fatal Push. I think we'll cut an Elvish Visionary to get another path. Lead the Stampede is really important. Azuri is really important. I mean, in an ideal world, we start with a Mana Dork. They don't push it. And then we play Mana Dork, Heritage Druid, Devoted Druid. And then turn 3, we cast Vizier of Remedies. And then Azuri and go infinite. That's like the best game plan, but I think 2 paths is good. I want to bring in a third one. I kind of think cutting the Vizier Remedies is the right play, just because having that combo against this deck is going to be very difficult. A lot of targeted removal. And path is good about getting those big blockers out of our way. Because if he doesn't have the Gurmag Angler, then just an Elvish Visionary is enough to really get in for some good amount of damage. This is a pretty good opening hand. 2 lands, Visionary. Dwinnen's Elite plus Archdruid is good. We'll keep this. Double Chord. Our opponent had to mulligan to 6 again. Land, here comes Thoughtseize. Dun dun dun. Oh, Watery Grave. Could be Serum Visions. Nope. I was right the first time. I think he'll take the Llanowar Elves. I think that'd be the right pick. Elvish Archdruid's also a good pick because it can't be Fatal Pushed as easily. Thoughtseize is very good against what we're doing. Every single time that he trades 1-for-1 with us, I think we are at a disadvantage because we really want to get more value out of our cards than he does. So we didn't get anything to play. Another Elvish Archdruid isn't bad. We definitely wanted a Mana Dork. I don't think we want to run out Dwinnen's Elite without getting the 1/1. Hopefully we'll crack the Windswept Teeth, get the Temple Garden tapped, and hopefully draw a cheap elf, Devoted Druid or Llanowar Elf. Serum Visions. Yeah, this deck really wants to have those early elves. Double Chord of Calling is kind of gross. And relying on that, I mean, I think the hand was a good keep. We just need to draw more stuff. We have a lot of Mana Dorks. I take a Heritage Druid. Elvish Mystic. Sack this for the forest. We don't. Oh, we have the Path to Exiles. Oh, shoot. Okay. Damn. Definitely should have cracked it for the Temple Garden. Fatal Push. Nope. Thought Scour. Mills. Thought Scour. Thought Scour. So, tons of Thought Scours in his graveyard. Sometimes the Death Shadow doesn't have a threat for a while. which would be nice. This could just be Death Shadow though. We'll run out an Elvish Archdruid if he doesn't kill the Elvish Mystic. Blue. Is it Static Caster? Alright, see you later, Elvish Mystic. Heritage Druid just dies to Static Caster. I think we wait. He doesn't have a clock on us. Wait, get another land. Elvish Archdruid. And then we can play Dwayne's Elite and Heritage Druid and be a little protected. But here comes the whammy. He's going to play something big this turn. Tasigur. That's fine. If he, I mean, activating Tasigur, he'll just keep getting Thought Scours. I'll give him Thought Scour all day, so. Until he gets another Delve, he'll be offline for the most part. Okay. So we are going to crack it and get our Temple Garden in case we draw Path. We're going to run out Elvish Archdruid. I don't think this Elvish Archdruid will live the turn. If it does, we can do some pretty cool stuff. We can use Heritage Druid and Dwayne's Elite and the second Elvish Archdruid to make a really big board. And then the next turn we can Court of Calling. So we can actually do all of that. We could, I think, next turn we could play Dwayne's Elite, Heritage Druid, tap the Elvish Archdruid, play another Elvish Archdruid. It'll be really strong, and we'll be close to Court of Calling for, I think that, and then the next turn we can Court of Calling for Azuri and use it that turn. So, opponent only has 2 cards in hand. It's possible that it's just lands. That'd be cool. Attack for 4, I assume. That's fine. Fatal Push is online. He just has the Terminate. Okay. Well, he only has 1 card in hand. And it's reasonably likely that it's a removal spell, considering what we're playing against. But I think our best bet is to run out Elvish Archdruid. Next turn we can play some more Elves, get a bunch of mana, Court of Calling for stuff. I think if given the opportunity, I'll just Court of Calling for another Elvish Archdruid. And then the turn after, Chord for Azuri and win. This deck top decks really well though. He's drawing a lot of lands, which is good for us. Grixis Death Shadow does definitely not want 6 lands. And like I said, if he activates Tasigur, he can have a Thought Scour. But he did draw another fetch, so Fatal Push is killing Elvish Archdruid. Last card is Snapcaster for Terminate. Okay, well, that was not good. God, he just had so many removal spells. I don't really have time to lead the Stampede. Fudge! This is what happens. They just grind you out. Every card they have is good. I don't know. So, if I play Elvish Mystic, and then Heritage Druid, and then Dwynen's Elite, then he'll kill something. I actually can't play. I actually just straight up cannot do that. I only have 3 mana. We really needed Elvish Archdruid to live last turn. I don't think it really matters what we do. static caster plus beats. If we had a third Elvish Archdruid this turn, then I would say we had a chance. But now I don't think we do. I don't want to cast Lead the Stampede and reveal more cards. Not that it really matters, but I guess it only reveals if we put them into our hand. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to scoop, but I don't think we won. And by I don't think we won, I mean I think we definitely lost. If we had a fourth land, I don't know. Probably drew the damage to kill us. You get a little gummed up in this deck on spells when you only draw 3 lands and they kill all your mana guys, which is frustrating. I think playing the Elvish Archdruids was right. Because, I mean, he had removal spell, Snapcaster Mage. It's just as possible that he had, like, double Stubborn Denial or something. Like, if that Snapcaster Mage had been a Stubborn Denial, we win this game. Almost for sure. So we needed to get a little luckier. That is not it. We're dead. Okay, that sucks. On the play though, I want to bring back the Vizier Remedies, have the combo available, and I think we want the 2 paths. And we're on the play, so we're just gonna go off super fast and kill them. That's the plan. Just dump out a bunch of elves. We could get like a Mana Dork, then turn 2 Mana Dork, Heritage Druid, lead the Stampede, get a bunch of stuff going. Alright, we got Mana Dorks, we got Devoted Druid, we got Azuri, we're keeping this. So we have Devoted Druid and white mana, so if we untap with Devoted Druid on the field, if we untap turn 3 with Devoted Druid on the field, and they don't have removal, then we win. We can just if we draw Vizier of Remedies, of course. Azuri, infinite green mana plus Azuri is lethal with Devoted Druid. I think I'm just gonna run. We'll see if he lets us live. I don't think. Well, he might. Thoughtseize is not ideal. Inquisition. He'll probably take the Archdruid. I'm not sure though. If he takes Azuri and has removal for Azuri, that's frustrating. We're gonna have to save it for the turn we can combo off. He could take Devoted Druid, which is an option. I don't think he will. I think Elvish Archdruid is the pick here. We will see. Our opponent did keep 7 this game. 1 more card to kill us with. Archdruid. That's what I thought. We're gonna play Devoted Druid. Ooh! That's pretty good. I think I just want to play we play Devoted Druid, then Vizier combo is online to win next turn, and we could get lucky. We could just rip it off the top. if he has another Thoughtseize or Inquisition, then that'd be pretty frustrating for him to take the Elvish Archdruid. But we'll see. I wonder if he'll just remove the Devoted Druid immediately or if he'll wait for the Vizier. The fact that that wasn't a fetch is, I think, good. I think that if he had a fetch, he would have played it this turn. He might be saving the fetches to turn on Fatal Push later. But I think usually they play the fetches out and try to get as many cards in their graveyard as they can. Milled 2 lands, that's good for him. Is he just casting Tasigur? Turn 2, 4, 5, pretty solid. Vizier Remedies was the game right there, but we did not draw it. We will play the second Elvish Archdruid. Well, if he has 0 removal spells in his hand, then I'm feeling pretty good. But since I doubt that is the case, then we will see. He has the fetch, Fatal Push. Kolagon's Command. Oh, okay. So worse than Fatal Push. For me. For us. Solid stuff. Yeah, that card's really good. We're going to need to lead the Stampede. We're going to need something to refill our hand for sure. Gets in for 4. Nettle Sentinel. Okay. Well, play Nettle Sentinel. Play Azuri. Get in for 1. We could hold up Azuri Regeneration, but I don't think... Azuri can't regenerate himself, and he's clearly the target of any targeted removal, so... I think that a Lead the Stampede would really keep us in the game if we could get 3 or 4 elves off of it. If Azuri lives the turn, Vizier Remedies is the game over again. Lily onto the Last Hope. Okay, so we could kill Elvish Mystic with it if he wanted to. Okay, so he's untapped. Vizier of Remedies is officially lethal. Come on, one time. Ugh. Okay. I'm just gonna crack this now. So could tap for 5, activate Azuri, and then untap the Devoted Druid and attack for 2, 5, 12, and he has to chump block with Tasigur. I think that is the play. I don't think we can go after Liliana the Last Hope. We just need, because he'll take, like, he has to block something. If he takes 10, he goes to 1. We're gonna go for his face. We're gonna go all in. We don't have any direct damage source. I guess the land wasn't the worst draw. What? What? What does he have that's free? Wait, did he just not? Okay, we're not in blockers yet. Goes to 1. We keep the 2 bigger creatures that don't die, Liliana. Nettle Sentinel does not untap. During our untap step, we have to cast a green spell to untap it, but we have a lot of green spells, so I'm not super worried about it. The likelihood of us drawing a green spell is pretty good. Unfortunately, we can't, like, because if we draw a green spell to untap Metal Sentinel, then we wouldn't, like, we can't untap and activate Azuri next turn at all. And if we drew a land, then we couldn't do it and attack with Metal Sentinel and Azuri, which is annoying. An annoying part of Metal Sentinel. Seems like a it's a drawback, but might be a big drawback for us. We could draw Path for his blocker. So he +1 Liliana. I don't get what that does. I don't think the -1 on the health will matter. Oh, it's until next turn, I see. Lead the Stampede would have been a good draw. Devoted Druid is a pretty good draw. Devoted Druid untaps Nettle Sentinel, which we will keep back. And the next turn we could do the attack we did last turn. If he doesn't have anything, I'd be surprised. I wonder what's in his hand. Is his hand just lands and like Gurmag Anglers? Okay. Well, now we can activate Azuri, so damage base removal doesn't work. Is it Static Caster? Well, I'm just gonna activate Azuri. He can't crack the fetch land because he's at 1. And he's dead. He only has 2 blockers. Oh my goodness. We're gonna untap Devoted Druid. And we're gonna attack with 3 creatures, and he has 2 blockers, and he can't crack his fetch land because he's at 1. I can't believe he didn't have a removal spell for Azuri. That's wild. Is he gonna Honorable Seppuku? Honorable Sudoku? Wow. I think our opponent is relatively unfamiliar with the Grixis Death Shadow deck. But wow, Azuri is a powerful card. I was mad that we drew that land back a couple turns ago, but that turned out to be huge. Devoted Druid plus Azuri is really powerful. And I don't think our opponent has anything. I mean, what are some free cards that are in? I mean, the Kamigawa free cards, the red one doesn't deal damage. The white one might prevent it. No, he doesn't have anything. I don't know what he's doing. He's just mad, I think. Definitely some interesting play choices by him. Waiting until our turn to cast Is It Satacaster was not the play. He could have removed Azuri. Yeah, I think that was a critical error on our opponent's part. Well, we got there. Our opponent timed out, but not because of a disconnect, but because we won. That was a good match. We beat Grixis Death Shadow, which feels good, man. I think our opponent made some mistakes. Game 1, I don't think he managed his life very well. And then this game, he did a bunch of stuff. But that's part of Magic. You don't play the deck, you play the person. And we were able to beat him. So we're 1-1, and we'll go to round 3.